So this morning, as we look toward Bethlehem, we have an angel stopping by. We've been visited by various characters from that first Christmas story, and it was the angels that shared the good news of great joy, and there was great singing.
To tell the truth, I'm not too happy to be here. It's an assignment I wish I hadn't gotten. Why, you ask? Well, I think a lot of you modern, sophisticated people are pretty cynical about miraculous things. You don't cater to mysterious things that you can't explain. I'll wager most of you don't believe in angels. So I'm not sure I'm among friends here this morning. And I couldn't decide how to appear. Should I look like one of you? Should I have a human form, or just a voice coming out of a blinding light? Should I carry a harp and strum a few chords to get your attention? Actually, angels can appear most any way they choose. I finally decided that because you folks had seen so many Christmas pageants, I ought to show up like this. But I'm still nervous. I wish they had sent Gabriel himself instead of me to speak for him. Or better still, I wish I had the assignment he had, the one I'm supposed to tell you about, the one that took him to Nazareth one day a long time ago. Obviously, Gabriel was the one to go. He outranked most of us in the angelic host. And this was such an important assignment, God only wanted the very best, the most experienced, and most dependable representative. Important assignment it was. But strangely enough, Gabriel was sent to an unimportant teenager in a tiny little Palestinian village. Her name was Mary. Common name if there ever was one. It seems God had decided to go native, actually to visit the earth as a human being, live life from the cradle to the grave as a normal human being, and thus demonstrate how life ought to be lived. So God had to pick a willing woman to help with him with this amazing project. I don't mind telling you, Gabriel had his doubts about the whole idea, especially about the choice God made. All heaven was sort of aghast at this preposterous venture, but when God says go, we go. And Gabriel, with fear and trembling, went, shaking his head, if he was using one that day, all the way. I don't know how he appeared to this young Mary, but however he frightened her. He told us later how at first he had to assure her there was nothing to be afraid of. Then he went on to tell her God had selected her for a special task. She was going to bear a child and give birth to someone named Jesus, and that Jesus was the long-awaited Messiah. Not unexpectedly, this peasant teenager was shocked. Me, she said, how can this be? Gabriel filled her in on more of the details of the plan and tried to comfort her, saying, with God, all things are possible. Awestruck, she said something like, well, I want to do what God wants me to do. And hearing that, Gabriel left her. A few days later, he was all smiles. He had looked in on Mary, found her visiting a cousin, and overheard her sing, my soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God, for I have been chosen. Of all women, I have been chosen. Well, I guess it's not important if you don't believe I'm real, or Gabriel for that matter. But there is more to life than meets the eye, more than you can see or hear or touch or feel. And that young woman was real, and what happened was nothing short of miraculous.